Your business is currently a tenant on a digital plantation. Every interaction, every customer lead, and every proprietary insight you generate is being harvested by the platforms you pay to use. In 2026, data is not the new oil, it is the new territory. If you are storing your intellectual property in a centralized cloud without a private encryption layer, you don't own a business. You own a lease that can be revoked at any second. In the next 2 minutes, you will know if you are a platform serf or a data sovereign. A platform serf relies on terms of service for security. A data sovereign relies on self-hosted infrastructure. One is a guest in the algorithm, the other is the landlord of their own intelligence. If you cannot point to a physical or encrypted drive where your business logic lives, you are currently building on quicksand. Technical transparency is the reason your current scaling strategy is failing. When a platform changes its API or its privacy policy, your entire workflow can be liquidated overnight. I will show you the exact irreproducible workflow that keeps your data assets lethal and private in exactly 4 minutes. But first, you must understand the 3 structural leaks draining your data authority. First, the cloud dependency. If your primary business logic requires a constant handshake with a third-party server, you have zero uptime insurance. Second, the intelligence harvest. Every time you train a generic LLM on your private SOPs, you are contributing to your own obsolescence. Third, the access blackout. If your CRM or database can be locked by a centralized compliance officer, your business has a single point of failure. The architect does not save files. The architect manages information integrity. If you recognize that the era of free cloud storage was a trap, hit the like button. This is our consensus mechanism. It signals to the algorithm that the era of the digital tenant is over. We need to push this briefing to those who are ready to build private anchors. We are deploying the Sovereign Data Vault, a structure that bridges local high-performance storage with agentic retrieval logic. We are about to declassify the Vault as a Service blueprint. If you have not yet, subscribe and toggle the notification bell. In the agentic era, your vault must be physically hardened to remain irreproducible. The micro-execution for this bypass is the local first synchronization protocol. You must stop treating the cloud as your primary home and start treating it as a secondary delivery node. Build a private logic gate using make.com that automatically pulls all incoming data, emails, leads, and transcripts, and mirrors them onto a local encrypted NAS or a self-hosted instance before they ever touch a third-party CRM. This isn't just a backup, it's an operational anchor. If the platform goes dark or changes its rules, your node remains active. You haven't lost your memory. Later in this briefing, I am going to reveal the one encryption layer that prevents your business logic from being used to train the very AI that will eventually try to replace you. But before that, look at the data. In the first quarter of 2026, businesses that migrated to sovereign data vaults saw a 40% increase in valuation during acquisition rounds. Why? Because they owned the territory. They weren't just using AI, they were owning the intelligence that fuels it. Most operators are currently drowning in the knowledge collapse. They have spent years feeding their best ideas into centralized models, forgetting that an idea that everyone can replicate has a value of 0. This is the ultimate theft of the 2020s. When your business relies on a black box of global tech giants, you lose the ability to differentiate. You lose the ability to protect your edge. You become a shadow of the platforms you depend on. To bridge this gap, you must implement the private knowledge graph. You must treat your business data as a dynamic, living map, not a stagnant folder. This means moving toward local vector databases. One node for your internal SOPs, one for your client history, one for your proprietary research. This mimics the transition from public internet to private intranets in the 90s, but with agentic speed. The companies that survived the shift were those that realized that privacy is the ultimate competitive advantage. The proprietary infrastructure we are discussing today is the only hedge against the death of digital privacy. If your business can encode its unique logic into a private vault that you physically control, you become irreproducible. You are no longer competing with a massive conglomerate that can outspend you on compute. You are competing with the client's own need for trust. You win that fight because you have already secured the integrity of their data before the first breach even occurs. The cost of this shift is your convenience. The cost of remaining a platform serf is your total extinction. If you have a partner who is still storing their entire business strategy in a public Google Doc, share this briefing. This is a network expansion. We are building a digital economy where the architect is the only one who actually owns their mind. Consider the personality of your data agents. Research shows that high-status clients aren't just looking for speed, they are looking for discretion. A high-value partner needs a system that provides real-time, local-only processing. A high-volume partner needs a vault that identifies patterns across their data without ever leaking those patterns to the public web. When you sell this level of sovereignty, you are no longer selling a service, you are selling security. This is the divide. The serf worries about the subscription price. The architect worries about the integrity of the sovereign vault. The 2026 data wars are a filter. They will wash away the tenants and reward those who built the territory. You are not a user, you are a data landlord. The era of the digital plantation is ending. The era of the vault is here. If you are building with us, drop "Vault Secured" in the comments. Are you building a private anchor or staying on the public grid? I'm monitoring for the most resilient setups. Like the briefing to seal the consensus, and I will see you in the next declassification. Node deployed.